Xavier Lucero. And at center, he's playing his 5th season in the league from Caloocan City, number 42, James Laput. And at center, from Aklan, number 5, Keith Zaldivar. Coaching Terrafirma is Ronald Tubid. Game officials, Roel Marlago, James Paez, John Mira, and Shirley.
Again, Magnolia and Terrafirma taking accountability after suffering losses in their previous games. You see the starters on your screens. Lucero and Lastimosa, joined by Gomez de Llañez. This is already a very new look for Magnolia. How many seasons, Coach, has the Magnolia roster stayed intact with the core, of course, of Sangalang, Lee, Baroka? But over the last season, it's changed so much.
Look at the starting lineup. They're really trusting their youth movement. They have 3 new players, meaning relatively new, especially Gomez de Leon. He's been playing good basketball as a floor spacer for this team. And he is just an important and instrumental player at this point for Magnolia. Nice assist pass to the cutting Xavier Lucero. What is important right now for Magnolia is to start strong.
He's shooting about 18 to 19 attempts for Meralco every game. And that just sends a message that maybe there's also a shift happening on the side of the Bolts. Look at Lastimosa, shifting hands mid-air, finishing through the foul.
Because their confidence will just increase. And look at the way Lastimosa was able to break the defense, did not really mind.
You're watching and you're following. There will always be a time where new stars will emerge. Sometimes it's more gradual, as you see Zaldivar getting that nice dish off of Hernandez.
With the bigger teams in the league in terms of just keeping it close, as shown with their victory against NLEX. But in the last 2 losses, they lost by 20 against Blackwater and also lost by 17 against Converge. So they just might need to keep it close and have a fighting chance in the end.
I think it's always been something that fans have been asking from Terrafirma, just to be able to show up more consistently. Because you're right, they show us flashes of brilliance.
Oh, yes.
But how can you be able to show that night in and night out? Here's the 3 for them, a miss. Lucero asking for it. Pass disrupted by Bravo. Hanapi thought about attacking, had to step on the brakes. Paraiso. It's Bravo again, attacking Laput. Steps back, jumper, falls in. Nice move from JM Bravo.
Smooth operator from the field, usually steps out and shoot that 3. But
look at this move by Bravo.
you see that obviously Laput knows that JM Bravo can shoot from the outside. That is why there was a long recovery on the closeout.
I know you're big on that, Coach, in knowing your why. Knowing what motivates you, what pushes you to perform in whatever field you're in. Magnolia converts, trimming the deficit down to 3. No substitutions yet for Coach L.A. Tenorio, as Terrafirma is breaking down Magnolia's defense here in the first.
Premium on the kind of defense that he plays. But what is happening right now is even their interior defense is absent. Almost the same start with the way they started against the Bolts. They only scored 7 points in that particular game. So I thought this is going to be a lot different. What you're seeing is bench depth. So guys coming off the bench should be able to contribute. It's just a matter of time for Paul Lee to explode. I mean, I have not seen Paul Lee in the first 3 games have 0, 0, and 2 points. 0 from the field so far for the lethal weapon. 0.7%. 0.7 points per ball game. Can you imagine that? Not even 1 point per game for the lethal weapon. But he's coming in early here in this ball game.
He's a ticking time bomb. So once he erupts and explodes, it's going to be scary. Lucero with a major erasure. That's a couple of blocks for Magnolia in that sequence. Both emphatic. Your offense, you know, you can wake your offense up by efforts like that on the defensive end. And that's what Magnolia is hoping to ignite.
And just make it harder for Terrafirma to score inside the paint. That should be the domain of Lucero inside. And as expected, there has to be an advantage in the post on television.
I gave you your years back. Yeah, it's
That was a long
close
time
to
ago.
a decade, right? And of course, Terrafirma wanting to repeat that feat. And with plays like that, they might be able to do so.
And it can be so frustrating for Coach LA because they're coming off a timeout. Instead of executing, they turn the ball over, and a quick response by Terrafirma by scoring on a transition basket.
Terrafirma is also making Magnolia work on the offensive end. Oh, Barroca finds an opening. That's why you need a vet on the floor.
So 3 veterans right now.
But consistency throughout the entire tournament, throughout the entire season.
Of course.
Paul Lee, could this be his first field goal? Yes, it is.
To collapse first, then finding Paul Lee. He needs to get his shots off. You have to look for him
There. Spend time with the Cardinals together. Escoto has checked in. That's Russell. Bravo with the steal. Sangalang on the run. Bumps in and he completes the play.
Sangalang and Escoto very close to each other. And if you have a problem...
And they have gotten off to another 8-point lead. Alfaro attacks the closeout. Floater down the lane. That's good.
Ian Sangalang is just so scary when he pounds that ball near the rim.
Sangalang versus Sangalang. Sangalang flops or loses his footing, and the other Sangalang scores.
And as if on cue, Ian Sangalang should not settle. He's taller than Louis Sangalang. So that is an important point of attack for Ian Sangalang. Close by.
Oh, but Terrafirma has been relentless in attacking. They get another chance for a 3-point play. This time it's Paraiso.
And I'm just so impressed with players who can read the...
And for as long as Magnolia is not making their outside shots, Terrafirma will sit on this zone. The Hotshots are 0 for 6 from 3-point range. But the Chief, they're also 0 for 7. Here's Barroca. Alfaro has to put it up. He does in the nick of time, but misses. Oh, Barroca with a pump fake. Got 2 defenders up and away.
Magnolia with another opportunity. Only 28 points so far for Magnolia here in the first or in the second quarter. Add another 2 points for Mark Barroca.
In the first 3 games of Terrafirma, they averaged 20 attempts from the free throw line per game. They've already reached that mark, gone past that mark actually, with, like Coach Ryan said, how much does it mess up a system of a team when the outside shot, the 3-point shot is not falling in?
Well, it depends. Both teams are not really getting the kind of rhythm and flow from the outside shot. So it's like it's just going to cancel out each other. But for Magnolia, it is part of their offense. We all know that because they want to score inside.
Lucero!
Now, so much better in terms of just forcing turnovers. Points inside the paint for Magnolia, only 12 for Terrafirma. You look at ours, probably get his confidence from the free throw line by attacking, challenging the defense of Terrafirma. But still, no adjustment on the part of Javi Gomez Diliano.
Sangalang stop. Gomez on the run. They get it to Gomez Diliano, but they turn it over. Counter-attack for Terrafirma. Hernandez, couple of hesitations, finishing through the foul.
With the way he was able to shoot in traffic, where is the defense of Magnolia in transition? Terrafirma doing a good job destroying the rhythm on offense. Magnolia just cannot execute the way they want to. And speaking of just mixing it up,
they're 2 of 3 from 4-point range, though. More turnovers for Magnolia. And, well, Gomez Diliano putting us again on PBA Rush. We take a look at something that we've been talking about this entire first half. Terrafirma forcing Magnolia into turnovers and capitalizing on those. And the thing is, it's starting to be concerning for Magnolia because that loss against Meralco, they also gave the Bolts 30 free throw attempts, which the Bolts converted 25 off.
That was just the difference.
Terrafirma led by as many as 11 points. And they've pretty much held the lead for most of this first half. Hernandez against Eriobu. Couple of former Mapua Cardinals, different generations. Hernandez hits the midi J.
I thought for a while he lost his rhythm because of that deflection, but found a tiny space to launch his perimeter J. 8 total points for Hernandez.
Gomez for 3. Ties the game up. De La Rosa coming out of nowhere. Gomez back out to Rome, his favorite corner. 3 on the way, count that.
Gomez doing spectacular things right now for Magnolia.
Just hit a 3 the other possession. He could have taken this one, but found a better shot for Rome De La Rosa. Another 3-point shot brought to you by Arena Plus Sportsbook.
Because we're really adopting FIBA rules as part of our guidelines in the PBA.
Lastimosa drops it to Laput, clobbered by defenders, but used his footwork to get open for the reverse layup.
Not showing panic, and every time he gets that ball inside, automatically he has an advantage because of his height, his heft, and his ability to just score underneath the rim.
Zaldivar sees an opening. Jumper falls in.
Surprise perimeter jumper by Zaldivar. Mano y mano, if you can do it, I can do it as well, as if telling Laput that time, and using his quickness. It is just so hard to defend against Lastimosa. He's very slippery, and what you need to do is, if you're undersized, make sure you push out whoever you're guarding against. And now, speaking of great execution on offense, it is very important.
Anmisi loses his footing. Sanggalang from deep. No good. Bravo with the offensive rebound. And he gets rewarded. Look at him. No one boxing him out. Let me get that. Let me get 2 points.
Terrafirma within striking distance once again, only down by a basket or 1 point.
The Jeep just refused to get left behind, but Lastimosa says, "Diyan lang kayo."
Get a quick touch. And you have a lot of unselfish players here for Magnolia, willing to make the extra pass. And speaking of just getting into a good rhythm, quick touch pass by Jerome Lastimosa, finding Javi Gomez de Leano, knocking down his first 3-pointer in the game.
What a move by Sanggalang, though. We've been saying it, we said it a lot in the second quarter that Magnolia was missing their 3-pointers, and so was Terrafirma. Magnolia now has 5 makes. Terrafirma still 0 of 13.
And now what happens if you start shooting from the outside? The tendency of the defense, can you imagine, with a healthy Nonoy, what kind of breakneck pace was lost because of the absence of Mark. But now the difference is,
I think we should implore our fans, PBA fans, to catch games in Montalban because it's a nice arena. Awad Garcia hitting a 3-pointer. Once played for Barangay Ginebra, now finds his way to Terrafirma. Alfaro to Lee, open. Paul Lee missing the 3. Running start for Terrafirma. Garcia finishes off the pass from Ahamisi.
They force a stop. Paulie missed a 3-pointer, long rebound, result, fast break attack, finishing off with his left hand.
Garcia sitting on that corner, but it's Anmisi who uncorks a long shot, no good. The effort of Garcia got them this extra possession. Mariano leaves it up for Anmisi. What a play from the Jeep.
Finding ways to try to contribute in the scoring department for his team. Time and again, we're seeing him attacking the basket, knocking down shots on layups, cutting from the weak side, and always being...
Here's Lee. Cross closer.
And you can hear Paulie give a sigh of relief. His shot was counted, only his 5th point in this game.
Mariano scoring.
Wow, Mariano. And Terrafirma up by 1 point.
Have reclaimed the lead. Lee again. To go inside. Sanggalang. No one stopping him down.
And no
that
one
deep.
Oh, yes. 2 big guys playing alongside each other. We're talking about Sanggalang and Lucero. against the smaller defenders. Terrafirma will have a hard time containing Ian Sangalang if he is that close to the rim.
9 quiet points for Ian Sangalang. Aljon Mariano has back-to-back hits. They're making him work though on the defensive end. He's the one assigned to Ian Sangalang.
They had a lot of success using this kind of a defense earlier. A lot of switching defense, a lot of zone look.
Lee for 4. Paul Lee again!
One of the best games that I've seen Richard Escoto play.
Oh, Russell says talk about me, but he got blocked.
I'm sorry.
Defender said no.
I'm sure the family, they're happy that the Escotos are being mentioned.
Mariano found a way to get that to fall.
The 8th season and 20-game losing streak against Magnolia franchise. And speaking of that one, I would just like to thank, of course, our friend Fidel Mangonon, who's watching the necessary numbers. And I've said it so many times before, this guy is for keeps. This guy will stay for this.
Alfaro. Mirano open on the right side. Rafi just hit one. Makes it back-to-back.
To get the ball in the hands of their big guys and just wait for how the defense will react. And the perimeter players will still get more open looks if that happens.
Bravo! Got past Sangalang with a nice fake. Pretty much your lone primary or legitimate center maybe falls out of the game. Barroca, that was the sign for Mark Barroca to attack.
Who is just so fearless in attacking the rim, punishing the defense of Ahanmisi from the weak side. He played decoy basketball that time as if he was gonna get the ball in the hands of Ian Sangalang.
This is not something uncommon for Paulo Hernandez, that he just fills up the stat sheet. In their win against NLEX, he had 6 steals.
And free throw shooting, 9 out of 12. Very respectable clip. The defense will definitely be different from here on for Terrafirma. Terrafirma knows that they're already in team penalty. Some of it will just be token in nature. Wide open, warm-up layup for Mark Barroca.
And with that,
they found a way to stay close, and they just delivered a lot of knockout blows towards the end of the ball game. It was not the same situation when they went up against Ahanmisi.
solid screen by Sangalang. Drops Jeric, allows Mark to score. So congratulations.
Oh yes,
Mariano
congratulations.
Family.
Yes.
Lastimosa with that dukot layup. It's not impossible for Terrafirma to get back still. Barroca gets to his spot. Mark Barroca off the glass, it goes.
Down, and look at that, using that pick provided by Ian Sangalang, just a short one, and the backboard has always been a friend.
Fernandez again with that effort. Wanting to go against Sangalang. Rivero open underneath.
But the problem of Magnolia sometimes is they just stop playing defense. Just the man who was supposed to guard Prince Rivero was not in front of Prince that time.
Rivero really sacrificing his face and body against Sangalang. Barroca gets away again. A master of the glass. Ahanmisi wanting to make his move early. Good deflection.
Good defense, yes. Well done by Ian Sangalang, not fouling that time.
And Lucero will have his second dunk of the game. Cherry on top of this impending win. Hernandez says, not if I have something to say about it. No foul whistle there anymore as Lucero collects more.
And lucky for Lucero to score 4 easy baskets, because from a total of just 7 points, those last 2 enabled him to finish the game with 11.